Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. To start off with, I am using a ton of hydrating products to really help keep my skin from getting too dry. So I'm first starting off with a bunch of hydrating primers, and then I'm going to move into using a hydrating cushion foundation. This is my preferred cushion foundation for the days when my skin is really dry. The coverage is okay, as you'd expect from a cushion foundation, but it evens out my skin tone and eliminates most of the redness. I'm going to be using the Luminous Silk Concealer to add more coverage to areas of my face. This concealer I would say is a medium coverage, so I don't use it under my eyes, I just use it on my face. As you can see, I'm putting a lot more product on my chin, which is where I'm currently having a nice smorgasbord of breakouts. I'm going to be using my favorite pot concealer as usual to conceal my under eyes. I just build up using multiple thin layers of product until I have achieved the coverage that I desire. Next, I'm just using a smidgen of loose powder to set my under eyes and other places of my face where I don't want my makeup to budge. As my skin is dry, I'm using the bare minimum. I then go over it with a setting spray to add some hydration back into my face. Next, moving on to my eyebrows, I am trying out a thinner eyebrow shape today. I'm not really sure if I like it or not, but I guess it looks okay. Next, I'm just using the pen side of my brow blade, as my Glossier brow flick has been panned, so I'm just using this to fill in the front of my eyebrows and any other empty spaces. I'm using the Flexibrow from Cosmetics. This is different from the brow cream. As you can see, it doesn't hold my hairs in place anywhere near as well as the brow cream does, but it adds no additional thickness, so it'll help keep my brows from looking too overdone. I'm using a Fenty Beauty Snap Shadow eyeshadow palette today, so I figured I would use the matching eye primer from the same brand. This is the Snap Shadow palette I'm using. It's called Wine. I wanted to kind of match the turtleneck that I have on today. That was the inspiration for the look. I lost a little bit of footage, so you only can see me applying this to one eye, but you get the picture. Next, taking the point color in the palette, I'm going to start really smoking out this look. To determine how high I want the eyeshadow to go, I force a double eyelid, and that's where I kind of end the placement of the eyeshadow. If you have monolids, creating a double eyelid where your double eyelid would be if you used tape is a really great way to kind of create a flattering thickness of dark eyeshadow. I don't know if that made sense, but you can kind of see I left that footage in. You can see on both eyes how I did it. Now I just kind of alternate between blending out the pigment and then packing on some more until I reach the level of intensity that I want. Next, I'm taking the Champagne Shimmer in this palette and I'm going to use that to highlight my under eye. The rest of this eye look is staying matte. I'm going to be adding eyeliner using a gel liner today. I just block in the line very roughly with this eyeliner, and then I'm going to go over it with black eyeshadow later, so there's no need to be super precise. I left in all of the footage for doing one eye so that you guys can really see what I'm doing. Eyeliner with monolids can be really difficult, so I didn't want to cut out too much for one of the eyes. I don't line my waterline often at all because it's a pain to remove, but I thought for this look, adding a little bit to my inner half of my waterline would be really flattering. Here you can see I'm using black eyeshadow to really smooth out the line and soften it a little bit. I messed up the other eye, but you'll see once I add the black eyeshadow that you can't really see it anymore. I'm then going to use that dark burgundy color from the palette again to continue to smoke out and soften the eyeshadow, and I'm also going to deepen up the outer third of my lower lash line. I'm going to curl my lashes in preparation for applying false lashes. These are just some cheap garbage false lashes that my relatives got me from China. As I've said earlier, I'm just trying to use them all up. The band is really poor quality, and honestly these are super flimsy, so I'll be glad when I finally get through these. I'm just going to curl them a bit to give them some lift, and then I'm going to use mascara on my lower eyelashes. Now you can see that my lower eyelashes have become at least slightly visible. Moving on to the rest of my face, I am using this Patrick Ta blush. I love this blush. The pigment is really buildable and blendable, and the finish is really pretty. It's like a soft natural matte. I am just using very, very thin layers, applying slowly and buffing and blending, and then building up the intensity in the areas I want only. My favorite placement of blush is always kind of around my upper cheeks, extending almost to my forehead and behind my eyes, so you can see that I wrap my blush around my face that way. I then warm up the perimeter of my face just a tiny bit with some bronzer. Next, to contour the lower half of my face and my chin, I'm going to be using a cooler toned contour. If I use bronzer here, it will just look strange. I'm not using highlighter because the look is matte, but I still wanted to add just a little bit of glow back to my face and especially my cheeks. I love this particular powder for doing that. It gives off the best effect. Finally, we're going to move on to the lips. As usual, I'm lining my lips with my current favorite lip liner. And then I'm going to be using this very deep, bold color from Powder Kiss. It matches my sweater, as you can see here. This was a lot more pigmented than I expected, so I'm actually using an eyeshadow brush to kind of blend and diffuse the edges. And then I apply it one more time on the inner part of my lips. I hope you enjoyed this look. I was just wanting to do something cozy and winter themed, but it's not close enough to Christmas yet for me to start doing real holiday looks. So I just wanted to do something that was kind of holiday-ish, like maybe holiday flavored, but not actually holiday themed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.